Hello everybody, it's Jen, Scrapbena Creations. Welcome back to day 2 of the Oz week, where I am doing a card with the Wizard of Oz theme each day this week. And I'm using the stamp set Off to See the Wizard by Kindred Stamps. So if you saw the first video, I colored up the first 4 images of Dorothy, Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man and made a card with that. And if you missed it, I will link it in the description box below so that you can go back and watch it. And so today I'm creating a card with Glenda the Good Witch. And as soon as I saw her, I fell in love with her. She's absolutely adorable. So I wanted to do her in sort of a peachy coral pink to kind of match how she appeared in the Wizard of Oz movie. So I'm using CR4, CR3, and CR2. Now she does have a silver crown in the movie, but I wanted to draw that pink up to the top of her head, so I chose to do her crown in the pink as well. So I'm just coloring up the image using my Spectrum Noirs today. For this dress, I don't have a color combination with Copics that would be anything near this color. And I'm just going darkest to lightest here. So the inspiration for this card, I will talk about that as I finish coloring up this little cutie, so that for those of you who like hearing a little bit about the inspiration, you can listen to me ramble while I color. So as soon as I saw her, I immediately thought of when Dorothy first meets her and she arrives in Munchkinland in her pink bubble. So that is the card that I'm going to create today. And going back to the coloring here, I wanted to give her a bit of a red tone to her hair, as her hair is red in the movie. So I'm using E15 and E13, and although they're browns, they're kind of a coppery reddish. And then I'm coming in with the E18 just to darken that up a little bit, and I really do like the way that comes out in the end. So not really leaving much highlight. I feel like I've been saying it a lot lately, but I am not that great at hair coloring. So I just sort of color it with blending as opposed to really trying to use a feathering technique. I mean, I am doing feathering here a bit, but I'm not that great at leaving really defined what would the word be? Really defined areas of highlight in the hair. So to finish her off, I'm just bringing in some cool gray colors here for the wand and the stars on the top of her crown. I will embellish those later. For the bubble, I just simply cut out a circle in a piece of 110-pound cardstock, and I'm using that as a stencil. So I'm using spun sugar and worn lipstick to make her little bubble that she appears in. So first I used the spun sugar to make a light pink, and now I'm going over with the worn lipstick just to bring out some definition here and make that one side a little bit darker. So almost finished with that, and once I do, I'm actually going to use some of the Tim Holtz Distress Micro Glaze. So this is a water resistant sealer. Oh, I'm going to spritz it with some water here first. I'm just using my Distress sprayer, and this kind of gives it a bubbly look, so it looks a little bit transparent. So here's what the bubble looks like. Here's the glaze that I was talking about, and you can use your finger or a paintbrush. I'm just dabbing my finger in, and I'm running it over the circle. I did have a little bit of fluff that got caught, so I was just wiping that away. But this makes the bubble look really shiny. It's so pretty in person. I don't think it probably comes across in the video, but the directions say to wipe off any extra with a clean, dry paper towel, so that's what I did. And now I'm just using some white liquid pearls to give me the little highlight in the bubble. So bringing out some old stash here with the liquid pearls. Next I'm going to use my shimmer spray, and I just put a paper towel down because I find that stuff gets everywhere. And I really should have put the mask back on, like the piece of paper that I cut the circle out of, but it's fine that the card is shining outside of the bubble. I did wipe it up a little bit, and then I used my heat tool just to dry that off. So I'm using the sentiment that comes in the stamp set that says, "You say witch like it's a bad thing," which I thought was pretty funny because she's a good witch, so it isn't a bad thing at all. Just a little bit of a play on words. And I really loved how big that sentiment was for this card, seeing the only thing that's on it is the bubble. So now I'm just going to use some clear embossing powder, and I did have a bit stick to the circle, but that's okay. I just wiped it off with a paintbrush using my heat tool here. Then I'm going to round 2 of the corners. So I did that on the card panel and the card base as well. And now I'm just going to stick the card panel to my card base. And then I'm just going to put Glenda inside her bubble. I saw a quote on Google of the Wicked Witch of the East, and it said, "Not everybody can travel in a bubble," which I thought was pretty stinking cute. So I'm just using my Spectrum Noir glitter brush marker to give her lots of sparkle. And then I'm going to use some silver stickles for inside the stars, as well as the little stars on her crown. So I'm just using a pick tool here to transfer some from the large star to the tiny little stars on her crown. And I just love the way that came out. Such a clean and simple card, but for anybody who is a Wizard of Oz fan, I think can totally appreciate the cuteness of the idea behind this card. So I hope you enjoyed day 2 of the Oz week, and I will have another video tomorrow morning. I will link, as I said, the first video in the description box below. So here's a look at the card with all its shine. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!